What's going on everyone, Tommy from Pizarro's Pieces. I'm back today with another video. I'm back from America. So I thought today, seeing as I ain't been going to any car boot sales or anything, I thought I'd put together my first video of my United States trip. So basically guys, I went to New York for 4 nights and Chicago for 3. And it was good. It was wicked. Chicago is the place for the toys. So I didn't get any footage of anything in New York. I didn't really buy anything in New York because within New York it's quite expensive and the good shops are out of the city. And unfortunately I was on a trip with my missus, so toys and toy hunting everything wasn't all about the trip. But Chicago was the place. First of all, as you can see on the table here guys, I've got a load of odds and sods here on the table, so I have to say a massive thank you to Enrique and his son Henry of Creative Bantha. They've just started a YouTube channel, so I'm going to put the link below in it. Enrique was kind enough to pick me and my missus Nadine up from the airport, and this is what he gave me here. This is a little care package of welcome to Chicago, basically, of all different bits and pieces here. I can't thank the guy enough. He was just super. He actually took us to the Chicago Toy Show as well, which is the Chicago Toy Show is going to be in a later video. Today's video, I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of a couple of the shops that I went to. One shop previously was Quake Collectables. I've been there twice. So I've been to Chicago 3 times in 18 months. The other toy shop was Smash Toys, which I'd never been to and I'd only found out about a couple of months ago. But Enrique was kind enough to drive us over there, and I got some footage of that. I also went to Rad Vintage, but I didn't get any footage of that, and also Toy de Jour. I didn't really buy anything, so I'm going to only show you guys the footage that I've got collated from the 2 shops, and I'm going to show you guys what I found. But first of all, I'm just going to go through these bits and pieces that Enrique kindly got me. So we've got here a virtual reality Viewmaster. So I never knew these existed. Obviously the old Viewmasters, you used to put the slides in and click them and you'd be able to see, and I do own one. It's a Masters of the Universe boxed one here. So this is a virtual reality one. I'm yet to test it out. I have downloaded the app and everything, but I haven't got it. But it's also got this Masters of the Universe experience pack with it. Virtual reality. I don't exactly know how it works. I think you've got to download the app. You can put the phone in the headset and then you kind of use the discs and stuff. So I am yet to test it. If there's anyone out there that's got one of these new Viewmasters, 2018 Viewmasters, so let me know how they work, because I'd be interested to know. Also got some other, like I say, some little bits and pieces here. We've got a pin badge here, which I think says Geek Fuel on the back. It's like a He-Man. I've seen these in the shop. I can't remember who made these now. It's like a He-Man. Let's take it out of the bag. He-Man on in one of the vehicles. That's pretty cool, if you guys can see that. Got a Swamp Thing. This is really cool. Swamp Thing Hot Wheels car. Love the artwork on that. So I'm probably going to open that up and put that on the shelf. Got a little Avengers Infinity War pack here. So this has got 5 characters. They're quite heavy. They're like the metal characters. I got these in Street Fighter as well last year in America. So we've got Iron Spider, Thanos, Iron Man, Doctor Strange and Gamora. Cool little pack there. We've got a bag of assorted pins in here. We've got all sorts in here. Batman, Justice League, DC, House of Dead as well in the theatre, Superman. So just a mix lot here. We've got a Kid, I think this is Kid Robot. Yeah, Kid Robot, Crash Bandicoot figure. And we've got this Venom. Now I think I've got the Venom that goes with this. This came as a, I can't remember what the thing was. It's from Toy Biz. So this is like the back bit for it, for the Venom. And there was loads of Venoms that came with different accessories and stuff. And this is, I think, if I'm not wrong, I think you had to put slime in this, if I remember rightly. It's got a hole in the head. I'm almost certain you put the, kind of like the He-Man slime pit. So you put the character in, you put the slime, and the slime comes from Venom's mouth. I'm almost certain that's what it did. Obviously it's not complete. I think it came with a base. But that's really cool. A Venom version of the He-Man slime pit. We've got this cool poster here as well, which is, let's have a look. I think I opened it the other day. I'm almost certain, yeah. So it's got a certificate with it. It's from Geek Fuel as well, so it's like a limited edition print of Spider-Man. So it's got Spider-Man and the characters on it. It's got all the villains, so Venom, Hunter, Black Cat, Scorpion, Mysterio, Chameleon. They're all on there. Shocker, Vulture, Lizard, Rhino, Green Goblin, Electro, Hobgoblin, Morbius, Kingpin, Sandman, Dr. Octopus. They're all on there. Mary Jane. So that's a pretty cool item. And them sort of things you'd like to get framed, but I don't know how much a frame for that would cost. That's an unusual size. So we've got this as well. Is there anything left in here? Oh yeah, got a few little bits in there. Got some Street Fighter key rings. Got M. Bison, Ken and Ryu. Cool little animated key rings. And then we've got a version of, I've got a few versions of this. I haven't got this version though. This is like a toxin. I've got Anti-Venom, Clear Venom and Blue Venom. Little figures, so that's pretty cool. And there's Ken as one of the Street Fighter key rings, and we've also got in here a Cartoon Network Epic Enamel pin. So this is Dexter's droid. So this looks similar to the He-Man one, but this is obviously of Dexter's laboratory. That's pretty cool. Another little cool item, and then lastly, I've got a He-Man Man-at-Arms Dorbs vinyl collectible figure. So, like I said guys, my man Enrique and Henry, they hooked me up big time. They also got me a few of the Venom posters that came out when the release was from the cinema, and there's also another picture that Enrique got for me that was made, so I'm going to show you guys that in the next clip, so I have to go get it. So guys, massive thank you to Enrique. Like I said, I'm going to put the link to his channel below, but here's a little bit of footage of when I walked around Quake Collectables in Chicago, and then also Smash Toys. I think what's his name was in here the other day? You know, the wrestler, Zack Ryder. Yeah. He done a video with Curtis Hawkins. Yeah, someone told me about it.
One of the referees was a country playing, so he told them
Did
oh wow.
Find the one with that monster. See one. Oh no, I ain't got the test. Oh yeah.
It's busy in here, isn't it? What have you found so far?
That's like $10.
Oh yeah.
That's
Mask is
I'm gonna go crazy.
Man, you've got one empty suitcase. You won't see. I don't think you remember. I don't remember seeing Mask stuff.
I've got my pension on there. I've got no room for it. Do you know what? I remember this figure from the
Ken, you ain't got no room. Period. Are you still buying? Yeah. You're like me, mate.
I might buy that and look off the card.
More bit. $7.
I know.
You wouldn't find that loose in the UK for $7.
No. I remember him in the cartoon. He was good, man.
Oh, did you see that up there, Ken? What is that up there? That mask thing?
Yeah, I don't want to move there.
I never knew you was into mask.
I just like the film.
Get some footage.
Yeah, actually, that's what it is. I'm playing these Spider Man as well. Yeah.
Doppelganger.
I'm going to treat these guys to this as well.
Okay, well, here's yours.
Okay. Sure, can. Is that yours? If you want that? You sure? Are you sure? Yeah, you've been driving us around today. Thanks, man.
Okay. So 110, 35.
Ken, are you treating me just are you treating me because I allow you to be my friend? What is it? I see someone have that. Oh look, Popples. Oh look, David. I'll ask him. That's like an original one as well, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the other one, but mine was broken. You know, 2 days after I got it, I dropped it and cracked it. I was so yeah, man. I was just replacing it. 2 days later, I had it on my lap, and I heard it.
Are we leaving?
Have you ever seen a full one, sir? That's the question. Right? $20. It's never been used.
How much is that of this?
Now we used to do so much. Look about that for 5 of that. Oh, I remember him too. Oh, look at him. This would be a collectible. You don't know his hat?
I don't, unfortunately. Herbie? He wants to be a dentist.
Yeah, this man, dude's got a lot of money.
Thank you.
Name?
Thank you.
Did you name still saying?
Yep.
Who's that lying there with the sword?
That's a good price, mate. How much you got on Scare Glove?
Top of
Here in the yellow arms. It'll be 200, sir.
Yeah, he's one of the most sought after at the minute. Not for me.
No.
That's mate. He's got that's the original cake as well.
Is it really that?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one too.
Oh, got an arm missing here.
I love that.
How much is the skin into a rubber figure?
Oh, the rubber?
Yeah. No, the skin into a rubber.
Oh, the rubber. I'm sorry. I heard bobber.
Oh, you guys talk.
Sorry.
Enrique.
Get that accent.
Enrique.
$3, sir.
We got a...
No, I know. Sorry.
That's my last one. I had He-Man and Kilo too.
Oh, did you? It's got the top missing, isn't it?
I'm happy to tip you guys too, so.
That would be good.
Your wish list.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to tip
You got any LJ and WF questions?
you. Not currently, right? Yeah. I get them, they just go really.
I'm going to put that He-Man, that spine. I got one here. You got one? Yeah, it's fine. Bring it. Oh, okay. Look at the quality.
That's the only thing about this camera. I haven't got zoom on it.
It's
It's got a great picture, but I can't zoom in on it,
Hey,
so I can get some great footage.
have a good weekend. Have a good Halloween, and I'll see you sooner.
It's a cool comic book. Yeah. Some nice Simpsons figures. Okay. Did you want to go? He's alright. Hi guys, welcome back. So, as I mentioned in the clip before I showed you the shops, this was something that Enrique got for me. Now, I cannot remember the artist's name. Enrique did point them out to me on Instagram. But this is really, really cool. So, I believe, it's hard to tell. It says 4 of 20, so maybe it's a print, but it looks really, really cool. And the artist has signed it as well. So there's a nice little unusual image of Gizmo. Like I said guys, I cannot remember the artist. They are on Instagram. I'm sure Enrique will comment below, and and then you guys will know. That is really, really cool. And like I said guys, I cannot thank Enrique and Henry enough. Really, really cool guys. Looked after me and Nadine, and also when we was in Chicago, my friend from the UK, Ken, was over there at the same time to attend the Chicago Toy Show. So he came with us on the trips to the shops like Smash, Toy de Jour, Rad Vintage and everything. So I'm going to show you guys the few little bits and pieces that I've got for myself. Now, I do not usually, when I've been hunting in toy shops and that, I won't usually show you guys the stuff that I've bought to go through the business, so resale. So I'm only going to show you guys the stuff that I got for myself. So I'm going to start with Rad Vintage. Now, obviously, I didn't get any footage of Rad Vintage. Me and Ken had decided to go down there quite late on the Friday night, I think it was, when we got to Chicago. It was about 6 PM in Chicago time. So we went down there and Ken picked a few bits up and I picked a few bits up as well. I did also pick up a couple of Gremlins Erasers, but they're not here with me. I think they're in my rucksack still. I've clearly not emptied everything out. So I picked up a Stripe and Gremlin Erasers, like pencil top erasers. They're about that big. I paid a couple of dollars each for them. So this was in the $3 bin. This is from Ultraman 1997 Bandai. I can't remember the character's name. I did do a bit of research. It was some sort of alien. So I was really pleased to pick that up. As I say, $3 in the $3 bin. I picked this up as well. Now again, this was a really good price, to be honest with you. This is a Rodan model kit that you snap together, made by Aurora. I think that's how you pronounce it. I paid $10 for this, so this is really, really cool. Now, I don't really know what to do with it in it. I'm a massive fan of Rodan, as I am a massive fan of Kaiju in general, but I've always liked Rodan in the Godzilla films and everything, and obviously Rodan is going to be in the upcoming Godzilla film next year. I did also pick up a Rodan figure that was on card, but I already have the figure loose somewhere amongst all my Kaiju here. He's up there somewhere. So I've decided I'm going to sell it on. I don't really collect carded Godzilla figures. Most of the Godzilla figures come with tags anyway. All the ones from Japan and that come with tags. So I was really pleased with that. I only spent about $30, $32 or something in the shop. But some nice pieces. Like I said guys, I didn't really get any footage. So then we went to Quake. Now I've been Quake, this is the 3rd time I've been Quake. So obviously I went last October when I went to Chicago, and I visited Quake for the first time when I went to Chicago in March last year when I did my tour of the Midwest. Me buying for myself, I'm becoming more and more smaller in regards to what I want and what I need if I need something to complete a section of a collection. So I'd probably say I was in Chicago more on the buy-in for the business side than buying for myself, and I found some really nice bits over in Chicago, don't get me wrong, but in Quake, just like the shops in Chicago and the Chicago Toy Show, there was a lot of stuff that I could probably have bought back to resell, but a lot of it has to make sense. I didn't really find too much in Quake. I bought 2 items and I'm going to keep both of them. Now, one of the items, this one here, seems to go for quite expensive, seems to be quite expensive over in the UK. Now, you guys know I've got an animated Spider-Man collection. I've got about 22, I think, here. There's not too many I needed, or not too many that I wanted left. I wasn't going to go for a complete collection because there's about 10 versions of Spider-Man. This was one that I wanted. I also still want the Prowler and a couple more, maybe 3 or 4 more, but this was one I wanted. I managed to pick this up for 10 bucks. This is a really good card as well, and like I said, guys, this doesn't pop up too much in the UK, and when it does, it's normally quite expensive. Now, I had this loose recently from my childhood, but I sold it and I wanted to get a carded one. So when I see it on the wall in Quake, and as you could see in Quake there was tons of stuff, I was pleased to pick this up for $10. So this is Doppelganger. Obviously he's like the six-armed evil Spider-Man. Yeah, like I mentioned, guys, there's not, I mean, Hydro Man, I'll probably want Prowler. There's not too many now that I want from this series. I'm not going for a complete series, but this was one. So when I see it and it's 10 bucks, 10 bucks is about £8. It was a no-brainer, and I got it back in one piece. Little tiny little bends on the bottom of the corners, but a really nice card. So I'm super pleased with that. And I also picked this up. Now, I had Power Rangers as a kid. So in the early 90s, 93, 94, when Power Rangers was massive, as was Jurassic Park, I had all of them. I had all the Zords, I had all the Power Rangers, the big ones, the little ones with the flip heads and everything. I have no desire to start a Power Rangers collection, nor do I have any desire to start a Jurassic Park collection. There's probably a reason for that, and I think the reason being is because I had them when I was a kid. So generally, as a collector, as you're growing up, especially into your 30s like myself, you generally collect something that you either really like obviously Gremlins has been a massive thing for me for years, as has Venom. He-Man more so because a lot of this stuff I don't ever recall having as a kid, and it's stuff you like I like the He-Man merchandise. But with Power Rangers, I've got no desire to collect them, but I did want a few in my collection. I picked this guy up. Now, I don't know what line it's from. I know Power Rangers have got legacy lines and all that, but he was $8. He's got no date written on him or anything, so it's the White Ranger, as he comes with a sword and a gun. I don't even know if that's the correct sword and gun, to be honest with you, but he was quite a cool figure, so I thought I'd pick him up. I wanted to pick up a few Power Rangers just to put in my collection as a little side thing. Like Thundercats, I've got a couple of Thundercats figures. I'll probably look in the future at getting a couple of Turtles figures. I had all the Turtles when I was a kid. Again, it's not something that I'm going to start going all out to collect, because that's when collections can start getting a bit messy, and it goes on the board of being a hoarder if you start collecting every single toy line. But yeah, I picked this guy up. That I said $8. I'm not too sure if it's a legacy or an anniversary version, but you know what, I quite liked him, and you'll see in some future videos of other Power Rangers that I'll be picking up as and when. So now we're on to Smash. So Smash toys. My missus picked up a few bits. So I've never been to this shop, so Enrique kindly took us there. Jonathan, the guy who runs the shop, wicked guy, and really looked after us. Now, I picked up quite a few pieces. My missus picked up a few Nightmare Before Christmas bits and pieces. That's what she collects. And I did pick up some Masters of the Universe bits, but for resale. And like I said, guys, I don't usually show everything. in the videos, because the videos will be here all day. If I started showing you guys what I bought for my for stock, then it can start getting a bit messy. But I did pick this up. Now, I was quite shocked, not only to see this, but how much it was as well. This is not a common item. So this is a Masters of the Universe He-Man 3D box bag. Now Jonathan had this in the shop, and he said that he'd been in the shop for about 2 months, which I find quite surprising, seeing as how big He-Man is now, and the He-Man merchandise, and how much some of this stuff's going for. I don't know what this is worth. I've had a few figures thrown at me, £100. Someone said to me it's worth more than £100. Someone said to me it's quite rare, it's an unusual item. Nevertheless, I paid $40 for it, so which is about £32 roughly, give or take. Now that is, for me, is a really good find. It was probably one of the finds of the trip. I don't know what to do with it. A few people have told me to blow it up. Jonathan said he weren't too sure. He'd never blown it up, and he hadn't tested it if it had any pinholes in it or anything. But I was just pleased to get that, guys. That's, like I say, is a really nice piece. So yeah, so we done a really big tour of, there's quite a few toy shops in Chicago, so if you guys ever go, there's about 7 or 8 toy shops. We also went to Toy de Jour, but I didn't pick anything up there. Like I said, Quake, I only got a couple of bits. I did get quite a few bits from Smash Toys and Collectables, but this is probably the only thing for myself. We did pick up some Cabbage Patch Kids and some other He-Man bits and pieces. Like I said, Ken done really well, picked up loads of bits for himself, which is good. So this is the first video, guys, that I said I was going to put out in regards to my trip to America. So it was only a short trip, and the toy buying happened in Chicago. My second video is going to be of the Chicago Toy Show, so now you guys know I went there last October. It's a really good show. In regards to how it compares to the UK, a little bit difficult. I mean, the NEC show, the NEC BP Toys Fair, is probably the UK's biggest for action figures and things like your He-Man, your Star Wars, your G.I. Joes, your Mask. The Chicago Toy Show is on another level, and I think because the reason why I'd say that, and Ken said the same thing, is because a lot of stuff they do there you don't generally see here, and you will see that in the next video I do, because I'm going to show you some of the bits I found. I managed to actually find 2 or 3 items I was actually looking for and never really thought that they would appear at the Chicago Toy Show, so I was really pleased with that. And I managed to pick up quite a lot of stock as well to bring back. It's things that you can't get in the UK, which is good, so to bring them back and to give people an opportunity here to buy them without all the messing around with eBay fees and tax and customs. I hope I can give that opportunity to people. So next week I am at Sandown Park, so Saturday the 10th of November. My table's already paid for, all done and dusted. I'll be down there with the boys, the usual lot. And I've got quite a lot of new bits and pieces, so if any of you guys are down there, be sure to pop by and say hello. So guys, don't forget I am on all social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. All the links are below, and don't forget to check out the new website, www.pizarrospieces.com. Appreciate everyone that's been buying off it so far. Business has been really good, and I do try and upload as much as I can, as regular as I can, but it's hard in between doing everything else, and obviously I've just come back from holiday as well. So guys, until the next video, which is probably going to be the Chicago Toy Show video, Kane County, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all then.